everyone, it is Hera The Fae here. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We are going to be looking at an article this evening from the Mail Online, and it's about our pets, which is obviously something that we all love. British or not, we love our animals. So the title of the article is People with Pets Suffered Less Stress in Lockdown Because Sharing Your Home with a Dog or Cat Boosts Mental Health and Reduces Loneliness, a study claims. Researchers quizzed more than 6,000 Britons on stress and mental health. The study was conducted during the lockdown period between the 21st of March and June the 1st. And more than 90% said that their pet helped them cope emotionally with the lockdown. So, I don't know how many of you out there have dogs or cats or guinea pigs or parakeets, whatever floats your boat. But according to this article, the coronavirus lockdown was tough on many people, understandably, but having a pet helped lower stress levels. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like we're putting a lot of expectation on our pets. I know I get pretty stressed. My poor little dog. A survey conducted on 6,000 Britons by UK researchers found owning an animal companion boosted mental health and reduced feelings of loneliness. I can corroborate that. I don't know about you. My dog and I have full-on chats, let's be perfectly honest. And you know what's quite nice is that we have a very set routine. So of a morning, getting up, going about our business, lovely, into the garden with my coffee. Doesn't matter how cold it is out there, out she goes. Little stroll before work, get home from work, out we go to the park, a little play. And it's nice because you do get to unwind and sort of power down in your own head. So I do get that. You know, boosting the mental health and reducing feelings of loneliness. It then goes on to say more than 9 in 10 participants said their pet helped them cope emotionally with the lockdown. Nearly all, 96%, said it helped them keep fit and active. Totally get the fit and active part. I don't know about but are our pets like emotional support vehicles? Is that what we're looking at now? Is that what we're saying? Because I suppose they are, aren't they? Really? Because they're like an extension of us, aren't they? I suppose they help us process, but that's a lot to put on a little creature, isn't it? I mean, they say that dogs, I think, can understand 200 words of the human language, but to put all that on a dog or a cat or a budgie, I don't know, it's a bit much. You know when you come home from work and you offload to your partner about the day, and you know, sometimes they engage, sometimes their eyes glaze over. I don't know, maybe if that's the case, you should get a new partner. But if that is the case, you know, it's like when you emotionally offload too much onto somebody, like how much can they take? Maybe it's good that our creatures can't fully understand us, because it would probably be too much for them to bear. Anyway, so going on. Bojo makes an appearance in this article. Researchers recorded how... Oh, here comes the dog. You can probably hear her padding around the kitchen. Researchers recorded how people cope with the lockdown measures enforced by Boris Johnson during the height of the pandemic. Lead author, Dr. Eleanor Ratchson, a health scientist at the University of York, says the people who reported poor mental health also scored highly for the strength of their bond with the pet. Wait, I don't understand that. They reported poor mental health, but they also scored highly for the strength of their bond with the pet. And I quote, "We also discovered that in this study, the strength of the emotional bond with pets did not statistically differ by animal species, meaning that people in our sample felt on average as emotionally close to, for example, their guinea pig as they felt to their dog." Right, I have something to add there. I do feel that there is a bit of a hierarchy of pet ownership. And I don't know if this is felt by cat owners, dog owners, but let's say, for example, you're a cat owner. You have affinity to other cat owners, don't you? Let's be honest. If you hear that your colleague has a dog, it's like, but you're a dog person. Oh. There's a gentleman that I work with and he's got 2 cats. And I thought, well, he's definitely a dog person. No, he's got 2 cats. I was really shocked. It does kind of alter how you see the person, doesn't it? And I knew instantly when a new lady joined my work, I thought, she said that she's got a pet, and I thought instantly, cat. And I bet it has the creme de la creme food as well. You know, like the ones that come in the little golden tin. And I was right. Absolutely. And the cat's called Ursula. I was like, called it, knew it. So I suppose there is a hierarchy between the type of pet that you have, let's say. So like dog owner to dog owner, gecko owner to gecko owner, if that's your thing. A colleague of mine has got a tarantula, and I never would have called it. But she said that she comes home from work, she has a little sit down, green tea, delightful, gets the tarantula out, has a little chat. I mean, she refers to the tarantula by name. It's called like Freddie or Debbie, something along those lines, Freddie or Debbie. And she's falls on chats with this tarantula. The tarantula goes around the kitchen, kind of like a hamster in a wheel situation, but minus the wheel. The tarantula goes around and finishes by, get this, crawling up her leg. Now, on the subject of that, when you stop a dog from jumping up, because obviously it's bad manners, how do you teach a tarantula manners? How does that work? I don't know. I'm ignorant on the subject. So if you do know, please educate me, because I would like to learn. I myself am not good with spiders or insects, so I would really struggle. But if you have any information out there, please do let me know. Let's get back to the article. So, it will be important to ensure that pet owners are appropriately supported in caring for their pet during the pandemic. Absolutely, totally agree. Most of those who took part in the research perceived their pets to be a source of considerable support. That's so sweet. They're like our little emotional support buddies. But more than 2/3, 68% of people, reported being worried about how their animals would cope with the drastic change COVID-19 introduced to our way of living. Now, don't know about you, I think my dog loved having us all home. But maybe it drove her a little bit stir crazy, having us here all the time. Because really and truly, like what doggy business does she get up to when we're out of the house? I think she has a little bit of a prowl around, checks out the windows, has a good bark at passers-by, nice, has a little nap, has a little nibble on biscuits, has another bark, maybe talks to the dog through the wall. Our neighbours have got a dog as well. Maybe that happens. And when we're here all the time, she's under constant surveillance as it is, because we obviously sit in the living area of the home. But then I like to think that she quite enjoys us being around, because wherever we go, she follows us. But then equally, I think, well, you do need you time as well. I read an article and it was talking about spoons and dogs. Stay with me. I know it sounds weird. Spoons and dogs. So every animal, let's go with dogs, they have a spoon a number of spoons, a selection of spoons, if you will, in their back tool belt, okay? And every time there's a stressful experience, be that seeing another dog on the road, or hearing a noise that startles them, or meeting new people, they lose one of their spoons for the day. And the only way they can regenerate or grow another spoon is by having time out and by having a nap. When you get home from work, you've had quite a stressful day, and you just think, right, I'll have 10 minutes, make a cup of tea, have a sit down, just have a wind down from the day before you engage in sort of, charismatic conversation with your loved ones. Some people have that luxury. I, for one, do not. I do it mentally on the way home from work in the car. But our animals need that as well. They need that time to sort of regenerate after potentially stressful encounters, which is why puppies sleep so much, so that they can rest, recover, process every encounter that they've had, and then grow from it. So, yes, our pets are a considerable support, but we also have to bear in mind how much we put onto them. Back to the article. Concerns ranged from restrictions on access to veterinary care and exercise to not knowing who would look after their pet if they fell ill. See, this is why pet insurance is so important. Definitely, because you can build into your insurance, you can select. I am in no way an expert, but you can select what happens to your pet if the worst has happened, if you fall ill, fall poorly. Co-author Professor Daniel Mills, a life scientist at the University of Lincoln, said, "This work is particularly important at the current time as it indicates how having a companion animal in your home can buffer against some psychological stress associated with lockdown." I'd hate to think of my pet as an emotional buffer, but I guess that's what they are, aren't they? In a way, I know it's a horrible way of thinking of it, because, like I said, they're extensions of ourselves. They're part of the family. We love them dearly. We do. Had a conversation with a colleague the other day, and they were saying to me, how much did you pay for your dog, etc., etc. And mind boggled, you know, when you went through the insurance costs and the costs of, you know, training, etc., etc. But I try to explain it's the investment to make sure that they are okay, because you want them to be the best versions of themselves. You want them to be happy and safe and secure and to feel loved. And you have to invest that time and energy into your pets to make sure that they're safe ultimately. And, you know, and as a responsible owner, you have to put that time into them in order to have them go out into society and be responsible. And obviously it's more about training you as the alpha, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. But I'd hate to think that my dog realised when I get home from work, I sit down and have like cuddles with you at the bottom of the stairs, and that's my way of de-stressing from the day. Maybe she enjoys it. I don't know. I definitely enjoy it. So it is important that everyone appreciates their pets' needs too. As our other work shows, failing to meet these can have a detrimental effect for both people and their pets. See, people, this is why we have to bear in mind that our pets have spoons in their tool belts. We have to give them time to regenerate. It adds to a growing body of research that shows pets make you healthier, fitter, and less stressed. It's just so true, isn't it? I always think, you know, if your dog doesn't like somebody, neither should you. You might think that I'm pulling at straws here. But it's true, though. If your dog doesn't like somebody, neither should you. If your cat doesn't like to go near somebody, you should probably stay away from them too. If your budgie won't go and land on someone's shoulder, don't trust them with your favourite packet of chocolate digestives. That's all I'm saying. Well, this has been an absolute treat. It's Hera the Fae here. Please do give your pets extra cuddles tonight. It's getting cold outside, team. Take care, and I will speak to you all very soon.